Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 845 of Geeks in Space. I am still Rob Commander Taco Malda, and unsurprisingly, joining me today, we have Chris DeBona.
Hi.
Rob Roseboom.
Good morning.
And today, Chris is playing with vMix. Is that what this is? VTube. All right. So you're syncing up your mouthy mouth with a kitty.
Yeah, I'm trying. It is paying attention to me, but it's also, I think it's listening to a bit of the background noise.
Oh, you think it's getting our audio?
Well, it shouldn't be. I think it's hearing like computer fans.
Oh.
Here, I'm going to not say anything.
Yeah.
That's a chitty chatty.
Well, it's supposed to be based on the microphone and the face model.
Yeah.
You know, so I just maybe have to calibrate here. Let me go through the calibration.
A-E-I-O-U.
Stop twitching. Just hold still, man.
This is part of your long-standing plan to just be a cat. You're a cat person.
Well, you know, I just think it's fun.
Yeah. Well.
Look at this happy, sweet cat, you know?
Right? That way you can mask
Like
your
cats.
true inner sadness.
Well, you know, you got to hide it somewhere.
It's true.
Might as well hide it inside. And what's with it? Like,
you don't know that you twitch your eyes all the time, Chris?
Oh, well, I mean, this is maybe something I'm learning about myself today.
Yeah. Well, that's what Neko teaches.
That's Nico for you.
Oh, he's a good kitty.
Okay, I should share a different one.
Yeah, that's fine. The first one on the list, guys, we got good news for both Vision Pro owners.
Yeah. There's two of them.
Yeah. Both of them will be thrilled to know that they patched out the bug that allowed you to fill your room with bats. Which is an oversimplification of the
Bats.
Yeah. So basically, a guy figured out a way to get 3D objects into the Vision Pro workspace, but then you couldn't close them. And as a proof of concept, he did bats. So you could load up your whole virtual room with bats. That's just how it is now.
We're bat people now.
That does
here for nightmares.
That does make me think.
Also,
like,
can I just say I absolutely detest his light fixture.
Oh yeah, that's your problem.
Yeah, I mean, look at that thing. It's like having.
It's a weird choice.
Poor color temperature street lights, you know, over you.
Well, I do think that if you're in a regular living space,
you know, it's virtual too, right? No one would actually install that in a home.
Well, those are real lights. That's his real room, right?
So
I know. Also, he has curtain rods over his doors. Is that what's going on here?
Who knows?
But he's got a bookcase in front of the doors or windows.
So I'll age myself a little bit here.
Please do. Please do.
I remember as a kid watching at the time the old Warner Brothers cartoons about the House of Tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Remember, and the joke was always the robot broom would come and clean up anything that you touched. So you would touch the floor and it would clean you up or whatever, you know, like, but nowhere in there did they ever put forth the possibility that I could have a room full of virtual bats.
Yeah.
We are truly living in the future. Man, look at this amazing invention we've created.
The cyber guano alone.
Yeah. I mean, imagine how much you could sell your cyber guano in you know, your
MMO money,
your virtual world. Yeah.
Well, the problem is, of course, someone would, you know, declare your cyber guano the property of the United States, and they would annex your basement.
They can have it. It's filthy, as long as the robot lady comes and cleans it.
Yeah, last time I was in it, you just had a lot of sawdust, you know, dust from your activities.
Yes, my basement is a.
I don't know if you've cleaned since then.
No.
It's been.
I've barely been in that room since then. I have not had any
that's
projects
too
in my wood shop. No, I've been busy on other things. So the one thing I was thinking about this is that, like, you know how like people on drugs or people who are psychotic, like they're seeing things. This is gonna put a new. There you go. There's your kitty flying in space. This is gonna change that, right? Because people are gonna like have problems. Like they're gonna start thinking like bugs are messing with their minds. That's kind of cool.
So you think the issue here is that the psychedelic community is going to be tricked by 3D bats being in their room someday?
I think that it's going to muddy the waters for some people.
Almost certainly, you know.
Okay.
I mean, these are already people who maybe aren't swimming in the cleanest of swimming pools to begin with, but anyway, if somebody wants to donate a Vision Pro to me, I totally would try it for free, but I'm not paying the price.
They seem very expensive, just
and
for the
heavy.
record.
But you
Yeah.
could make your room look like it's full of bats.
That's true.
Bats.
I mean,
Or I could be
look.
sitting on a Star Destroyer watching a movie.
Oh wait, Chris just did it.
Yep. He's surrounded by cats.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
like,
trying to
what
add
a-
more cats. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of useless today, I admit. It's been that kind of
I
day.
kind of feel like this is a technology that until something actually interfaces with your brain is just always going to be bullshit. Like,
Yeah, you might be right.
Oh, wait.
You
You're not
know?
calling my cats bullshit, right?
No, I'm calling your cats just as good as the Vision Pro. That's my point.
And it's a free download.
What they've worked years on, you've done in 5 minutes.
In
before
mere
someone else
moments.
did it. Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Stupid.
I really, 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 really like the idea of having the heads-up display. And I really, really like the idea of, like, I'm looking at a physical monitor right now that weighs, 20 pounds and is fixed resolution. I really like the idea of being able to have that be any size and shape I want it to be and not have any weight. But
you have to understand, you're a very, very edge case user. Most people are not going to want that.
You're really the edge lord.
I am the commander edge.
Right.
I don't know. I think a lot about that sort of thing. Like, I think it would be really fun if and there are apps that do this where you can watch a movie in a room with your friends and all be looking the same direction and have their avatars sitting in the same virtual room with you, and you can talk to each other and watch a movie together, and you can all have the same
You know
size
where you
screen.
can do that already?
A living room?
Real life, a living room, man.
I'm not driving 30 minutes to your house.
What if we all sit in
That's
cubicles when we
crazy
hang out on the boat from now on?
All right, I like that.
We all sit in cubicles and then we can email each other. I mean,
yeah. Have either of you watched the last season of Doctor Who?
No.
I'm not going to
I haven't
recommend it.
watched
You're not going to recommend it? You?
any of this Doctor Who.
4 of the episodes have been tolerable. I have 1 episode to go.
That's too bad.
But one of the tolerable episodes is all about people wearing virtual reality helmets and they never take them off ever. And it's pretty funny when one takes them off and discovers they're all being eaten by monsters. But anyway, that's our ultimate end game. NASA has shot, guys. I know we're going to be shocked, but Starliner's return to Earth has been delayed.
What?
I know.
What? Again?
Still?
Them darn thrusters.
I mean, I know that the guys that flew up there in that thing.
I'd appreciate if they wouldn't kill some astronauts. That'd be great.
No, for sure. And that's the thing.
know.
And Boeing is like, Boeing has a history of not letting the doors stay on things. And it would probably.
Are you taking a firm "don't kill the astronaut" stance?
I am taking a firm "do not kill the astronaut" stance.
Wow.
They're nice people.
You're anti-murder?
They're dedicated scientists. They don't deserve to die because
what about
of
that
helium thruster malfunction.
What about that equipment? It's very expensive.
It's insured. Don't worry. Boeing will be fine.
Well, there's another story about Boeing. They delayed Air Force One again. Which makes perfect sense because it's a disaster. I'm not going to tell you how I know, but they got these 747-800s, right? And they won the contract. And so what they did is they literally stripped it. Well, we talked about this.
Yeah,
they stripped it of all the wiring.
Yep.
And so they could put in more durable wiring or something. But
adamantium plating.
They've lost the thread, as a company. It's like, they had 250 of their most senior engineers just retire during COVID,
Yeah.
And it's like, they're like begging them to come back.
It's terrifying if you're a company like that. Responsible for lives. Like, honestly, I'm glad I don't have to fly anymore. And I know that it's not like this is happening all the time, but it's happened a lot.
Well, I guess it was Emirates who refused to take any 787s that came out of the South Carolina plant, but that's the only one making them now.
Oh, wow.
So what they do is they take them from South Carolina, they fly them to Everett, and they do the final, clearance for it. And it's like,
technically,
and that's how they,
yeah, great. I'm feeling safe already. Well, I hope those astronauts are safe. Although there is a part of me that's like, okay, these guys got to go up to the space station, and how much did Lord British pay to go hang out on a space station? These guys, like, I imagine they have stuff to do for the first few days. But like,
no, I'm sure they've found a way of filling their time, but
I'm just saying, after a week or two, they probably don't have that much left to do.
Just up there playing Diablo 2 with each other over and over again.
They're playing Clash of Clans.
Yeah. They get the first run movies up there, so yeah.
Oh yeah, they don't have to wait for the streaming
release. You know
release.
What? They should. That should be a service they get.
Yeah.
The picture companies should send them all stuff.
Yeah, the pictures, see?
But maybe not like full 4K Dolby Vision and everything, because like they probably have limited bandwidth. Oh, looks like Rob lost power.
Oh man.
We'll see if he makes it back.
That sucks.
Well, the next one is more interesting, maybe to you and I. Anyway, Chris.
Yeah, what's up?
Llama TTF. Somebody embedded an LLM into a Truetype font, and there's a video that actually demonstrates it in function. But you type in a sentence.
Oh.
And then you put a bunch of exclamation marks, you wildcards, and then change the font, and then the LLM processes that and turns it into text, so you can use it basically as a cheater for writer's block.
That's amazing.
Kind of a bonkers idea.
That's crazy. I'm gonna have to watch this.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
it's
Simon
clever.
Willison. He was interviewed by some guy. I think did I paste it into the channel? He wrote a thing for Python. It's called LLM, right? And it's basically a command line tool to query LLMs either on your machine or things like ChatGPT through your API key. It's super neat. That's all I want to say. Let me find the video. You got to see this.
We got a lot of LLM stuff because we got Harper's.
Harper's thing is hilarious.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I actually need to follow up on that because that's something that I've been actively wanting to do in my house. I have 2 presence sensors on order.
Like the Agera or whatever.
I don't remember which one it was. It's in just a little ESP32 thing. But I have a presence sensor in my office that kind of sucks. But I want to get one. But the main thing is I really just want one that's smart enough to do the Bluetooth detection on my watch so it knows which room I'm in. That's really all I want, because then I can use the Home Assistant dashboard for the room that I'm in.
Problem is Bluetooth may be too high of range.
People do this.
But if you had a presence sensor, like the Agera millimeter wave, that works great.
Right. Like it'll know like my office is unoccupied, for example.
And in Harper's, he actually tied his security cameras into it.
Well, that's where he was going with it. So I can't wait to see.
You haven't watched everything?
No, yeah. It was like calling them names and stuff, like the well-dressed gentleman. It's fun.
Thank goodness you have decided to stand and improve your cardiovascular system.
Yeah, and I do like that they're making all of them sarcastic too. All the LLMs are going to be jerks in the future.
He's using the GLaDOS voice.
Yeah.
It's very Harper.
Fully committed.
I screwed up my.
Welcome back, Rob.
Hey, it's Rob.
Just a flicker, or are you on batteries now?
Everything shut off, and then it was only off for about a minute, and everything's coming back on. But
way to go, Grass
Lake. I know
Lake.
what that means.
Yeah. the rolling blackouts.
I think this is a better background for cats.
Can you put the cats behind you in the layers?
Yeah.
Because then they'll be like on your shoulders and behind you and watching. There you go. Meow 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 meow.
I have no idea. The lip syncing, I really got to work on it.
It's not creepy at all.
Oh no.
Now it's in Letterbox.
Let's see. That's a little better.
Yeah. All right. Well, the last 2 that I had on the list for today were both Cybertruck related, because Cybertruck Schadenfreude.
Excuse me.
Wow, Cybertruck Schadenfreude is one of my.
Sneeze?
Yeah, got the lip syncing right though.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The two stories, they're both pretty scary. The one that freaked me out was when a battery in a Cybertruck dies, apparently the car locks up solid.
This was in a Cybertruck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the headline. I didn't read it.
Yeah. So
was it a Cybertruck? Because
this was a Tesla.
That one woman died in a Model X. She couldn't get out after it went into the water.
I guess this is just a Tesla.
Yeah.
The other one's the other story is a Cybertruck. But yeah.
Well, I asked because wasn't the Cybertruck supposed to have those resistant windows that of course weren't?
Yeah.
Famously. But this,
so bulletproof.
Like, sure, your kid's trapped into Tesla, but I mean, luckily rocks still exist.
Yeah.
And so does metal. So I mean, you get the kid out. But yeah, I get that you probably don't want to smash your freaking window out to open your door.
Yeah, but
because you ran out of gas.
Yeah. Like that's insane.
Yeah. If that happens, I mean, what if you were driving it and it just ran out of juice? Sort of lock your steering?
Yeah, I assume there's got to be a way to open from the inside, right?
There is. I don't know about that part. Click here to see how to open the doors with no power.
Otherwise known as this is how to steal a Cybertruck.
Yeah. There's like a latch that you can pull up here.
Yeah, there's behind.
So our viewers will be able to get out of their death mobiles in the event of a power outage.
Oh, there's a little latch next to
it's just right in front of
windows, right?
Yeah.
But again, you have to be inside the car,
and you have to know how to do it.
Not all Model Y vehicles are equipped with a manual release for the rear doors.
Yeah, the first.
Why not?
What?
The first generation hadn't thought of that.
Why the hell not?
Just the ones after the lawyers said, well, we could get in trouble for this.
Yeah. Move fast and break things, guys.
And you'll notice this is just the interior.
Yeah.
Where's the exterior thing?
Well, you could have one for the exterior, right?
That's just how you break into a car.
Security issue.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's fine. This is all fine.
Well, the thing that kills me also is, this was caused by the 12-volt battery going bad. And I thought they had replaced that and just drew from the regular battery, but shows what I know.
I thought it was bad that I haven't been
different electricity, yo.
That I haven't been able to replace my headlights myself in a car in the last 15 years without taking the entire front end off.
Right.
Well, this brings it to a new level where you can't open the door.
Yeah.
Until you actually reach puberty.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to open anything until you can climb out of your booster seat, get into the front seat, use the manual latch open. So if your kid's in there, you better leave some food in there. That's all I'm going to say.
Again, in some Model Ys.
Yeah, sometimes you're fine.
Right?
Sometimes
don't be a hater, man, on Elon.
Not all Teslas.
Not all Teslas.
So the other one is actually maybe more terrifying on some level. This is Cybertruck accelerates into a home. So I guess they had the brakes were engaged.
Yeah, there was a video of it.
Yeah, it's going over a hill. The brakes were engaged and it just took off. The accelerator kicked in, and there's actually video of this thing, and it left the article says it left a 50-foot skid mark as it just dragged itself into the house across the street.
Nice.
Like, that's not user error.
I really just want it.
You gonna be all right, Chris?
I'm fine.
You got to click through some ads.
No, it's just X is a dog shit place.
Jitter, man.
It's just like so. There's the
Cybertruck just taking off.
Zoom and it goes.
Oh, it's really going. You can hear it
hauling. Listen,
accelerating like crazy.
Did you hear the screech?
Holy shit!
Yeah. Just smashed into
there goes the guy. See him running?
Oh, shit.
That's my car. I waited 5 years to buy this. I put my down payment on this car in 2019.
So I'm not trying to be an apologist, but ever since the Toyota accelerator, drama, which turned out to just be a couple of probably drunk drivers, and it caused like a national crisis.
Right.
You know,
it's amazing how many people stomp gas when they go to stomp brake.
I mean,
yeah,
it's actually, I think it's very common. Yeah. That said, I mean, it's a Cybertruck, so I guess they're having problems with the gas pedal falling off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and I'm just like, well, you know, who knows? But yeah, no, I sort of love those just rolled in channels, which is like mechanics sharing wacky things people bring to them. Right. Customer states can't accelerate, and it's like, you know, they've got the carpet over the brake and the
that happened to me
gas,
once.
You know,
I mean, I fixed it, but that happened to me once. Like it was my new car. And the rubber mat, the foot mat, slid over the pedal, and I had only had this car for like a week or two.
What's happening?
And I was like, "What the fuck?" It was terrifying. I was coming off the highway too. I was like, I'm going like 70 down into Ann Arbor, and it was like 4 a.m. I was coming back from the airport. It was scary, but it took me. And then I was like, "Oh, it's just the freaking mat." But like, if I probably only had 100 miles on the car. Like I didn't think to look at that right away. It was weird. I lived though, guys. I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I mean, I'm okay in so much as I am ever okay.
So what's weird to me is that, well, first of all, the Cybertruck, obviously, the look
it's just weird by default.
The look of it is, you know, dog shit. I can't believe that someone looked at it and was like, yeah, this is super cool.
Yeah, cool,
so
man.
There's that, but also like that's just the aesthetics to it, right?
Yeah,
but evidently, the engineering is also dog shit. It's just weird that you would make something so bad in both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's
I mean, it takes skill and talent.
The towing capacity of the regular Tesla apparently is stronger.
Yeah.
Oops. Well, it depends. So like I don't know what the final answer is, but I've watched a lot of those Cybertruck trying to pull against another truck.
Yeah.
And they were saying they almost always lose, and they're saying because it's built in, if they see any resistance, the transmission shuts everything down so you don't burn your transmission out.
Yeah.
But that, you know, sort of goes against the whole reason that you would be towing something heavy, right?
Right. Turns out.
Yeah.
Meow. And well, let's see. That was it for the list. It's weird, like during summers, if we only have 4 days in between streams, we don't have much stuff. It seems familiar to me, actually.
What is this black line?
Oh,
I've got a mysterious black line.
Oh,
it's part of the cat.
It's the cat horizon. If you get close enough there, you actually become a cat. So stay away from it.
Don't stare too close.
I figured it out.
So I watched Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
How did you like it?
We were talking about this in the channel with Lampy. Lampy's assessment was pretty accurate. It's a fun movie, but like you never feel like anybody's in jeopardy. It's like a heist movie, you know, where it's like, and then here's the secret thing you didn't know we planned all along. Ba ba ba. We're out of jeopardy. Wild card.
I hate it when they do that crap.
Yeah. And this movie is all that. But it's got like all of these like big old giant action men.
I think it's a very Guy Ritchie thing to do. He likes doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a heisty thing.
It's his heisty twist Shyamalan thing.
Yeah. Yep. But even if you only watch like the first 5 or 10 minutes of it, the opening scene is really fun. They're being boarded by Germans.
Germans.
And I mean, any movie that like just blows up a bunch of Nazis, I'm cool with.
It's good in your book?
Yeah, it's good in my book. The last 20 minutes is too many machine guns.
Too many machine guns.
And we talked about this like when we did a bunch of Geeks in Space movies, right? Like like a lot of those movies in the 80s, the last half hour is just machine guns. And
yeah, like Rambo and stuff. Yeah.
Total Recall might be the worst offender for that, although I was surprised.
It was such a good movie. You know?
I was surprised. I hadn't watched Armageddon in probably 15, 20 years, and I was surprised at how the last 20 minutes of that movie is just guns we're shooting
Space guns.
guns.
Yeah.
Guns.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's great. Can we have some story happen now? Because I know that
no story for you.
Oh man,
no,
that's a bummer.
Kitty says no. Yeah.
Trying to think if I saw anything else worth watching recently. I'm caught up on House of the Dragon. I actually kind of liking it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I haven't
I'm
watched
not fully
any
caught up. I still have like 1 or 2 to go. So
I haven't watched any of the boys yet.
I've got the first 2 episodes down.
Man.
I'm saving them.
Yeah,
savoring them.
The problem that we've talked about this before. The Boys is a show that I must save and watch with my wife. Yeah. If I don't do that, there would probably be marital strife. And I would sit down literally right now and watch both of the remaining 2 episodes back to back. In fact, I might have 3 episodes now. I would sit and just watch all of the episodes right now. But for some reason, she's all like, we should do other things with our day. Like not sit in a room and stare at a screen. And I don't understand that.
It's like your whole life, though, you know.
All I do is watch movies.
Yeah.
Furiosa.
I've been remodeling my bathroom, so that's been fun.
Furiosa is out on digital now.
It is?
Yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah.
Isn't that fast? That seems fast.
Seems fast.
I watched it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It's okay.
Not as good
also, but here's the thing. I am not super enamored with the Road Warrior reboot. I'm not. I did not think that was as great as
Fury
the last. Yeah, I did not think it was as great as the last installment of the Mel Gibson's. It's okay.
Who's in charge of Bartertown?
Yeah, I thought that was the best of those movies.
You like your Tina Turner?
Tina Turner, you know, was so good.
Yeah, she was okay. The other one, I just felt like I kind of like the world they made, but it seemed like they had made a lot more backstory to that movie than there actually was. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Part of the lure for me for those was it's all sort of shrouded in mystery. You just have a hint of what happened.
Yeah.
You don't really, you get to meet the cast of characters briefly and get just a gist of what they're about. Where this one was more detailed, and I liked that about it. It just didn't have the same sort of allure to me that the other Road Warrior movies. And I mean, the Road Warrior, the second one, is my favorite, but it, as we know, is not a very good movie.
No.
It's just has some kind of funny scenes in it.
It's pretty awesome.
Perfect for the time.
Sure.
You know?
A little snapshot.
The complaint that I heard I liked is the first Furiosa movie was all like, we got to get to Bullet Town, and you're like, or the Bullet Farm, and you don't need that explained. You know what the Bullet Farm is. That's the place where they probably mine minerals and make bullets. Well, you don't need a story.
Are you sure it's not like bushes that have bullets on them?
Yeah,
we got it.
Or vines.
I kind of like the idea that they split it up like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know. Also, the Dementist was just a little bit too ridiculous.
Yeah,
he was more ridiculous than Lord Humongous, and you can't be more ridiculous than Lord Humongous.
You right? Crossed the ridiculous.
His chariot of motorcycles is so stupid that I can barely stand it.
I thought
Every
that
time I see that thing, I'm like, oh my God, I hope that thing got out of control a bunch.
I thought the action sequence in the middle was really great, and I really enjoyed the action sequence at the beginning. Yeah,
it's a Mad Max movie, so there's going to be great chases and fights. You know, that's
George.
It's a given.
He knows how to
do
it. Yeah. So I have to tell you a thing I saw, and it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Maybe, but really way up there. So in Fortnite, they had a special event with mini games inspired by Metallica's greatest hits. 5 of them. You know, Master of Puppets and it was garbage. I made it to the second song, or maybe third. It was so bad. You feel dumber for doing something, and you're like, I can feel IQ, just like dive and like you're surrounded by people clapping and cheering the concert. I'm like,
oh,
you only get to shoot firstborn sons when they play Creeping Death.
Well, yeah. So like, so Master of Puppets, it's literally like this big, many tentacled with eyes, like Cthulhu monster, and you're shooting it in the eyes. And then you're basically doing like a endless runner to the next stage, but you're surrounded by people cheering Metallica and a big hologram of them playing whatever song is coming up. You're like this is really, really dumb.
So you shoot the thing in the eyes Ganon style, like you're going back to old Zelda.
Yeah, I mean, so many games have done this. And the thing is, I know Fortnite is a mixed bag, like Lego Fortnite's basically Minecraft but Lego, so that's kind of fun,
sure.
And Fortnite itself, the battle royale mode, I actually still really enjoy, and they totally like leaned in on the cars this season, and it's honestly a blast to drive around and just be a menace, But and they also released this reload mode, which is not terrible, but it's really they're trying to recapture the carless, smaller island, battle royale Fortnite, and it lands a little flat. Because what happens is if you die but your teammates haven't died, you come back to life immediately, and you parachute back into the island, and it's like, so it feels really grindy, if you're playing with friends. And it's like, that's not really what you play with friends for. You don't want to share or grind, and so people have started like distributing the teams to 4 different parts of the island, so you can constantly
go faster.
Well, no, so you constantly come back, right, until the circle jams everyone together, Anyway, but it was so dumb. I'm sure I can find a picture of the dumbness.
Let's see. Was there any other? Oh, I watched the first 3 episodes of Mandy. It's fun. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
You got us content blocked last Friday for playing however much of Mandy you played.
Too much of it. Oh, well, okay. Sometimes a content block happens.
Oddly enough, we were blocked by BBC and not not by who sings Mandy?
Barry Manilow?
Is that Barry Manilow? Yeah.
Well, we didn't play the audio.
Oh, you muted it?
Well, there's also a song called Mandy by The Exploited, a British punk band, but that's a different one.
Oh,
different Mandy.
You guys have got to see. So, there's a creator. He was at Open Sauce. He's actually a really neat guy. He just does wacky like remote control things. Yeah. So like boats, and he tries new propeller designs, and he's just off like Washington, right?
Huh.
And so the one he released this morning, that song Sail, bro, that whole thing.
Sail away, sail
so he did his own version
away.
of it that is so funny, as part of his video. So I'll share the video here in the channel.
And then we can watch it on our own time so we don't get copy struck by an open source.
Turn off the remote, it's like, so I have no idea where he got this thing, but it's very funny. Here, there's the linky, never stinky.
Alrighty, I'll throw it onto the queue.
Yeah, there you go. And it's just like, and he's a lot of fun. He's been doing like these wacky like autonomous sailboats, and he's tried the rotary ground effect vehicles, and he's just a neat guy, so good channel.
All right, I'm putting it on the list.
Yeah.
Which I have to do with my broken keyboard. Oh my God, I'm going to pull out my nails.
Which one? You have 4 of them on your desk.
Yeah, I that's why I had to start late, Rob. I now have 4 keyboards on my desk, and 3 of them don't work.
Lucky you.
You should get rid of the ones that don't work.
Yeah, if you would have told me that this morning. Rob. If you would have told me that this morning.
Bring the common sense.
Yeah. Follow me for other tips.
Follow me for other tips.
Like and subscribe.
The Life Hack channel. Yeah.
That's right. All right, that's a good
Life Hack podcast.
That's right. We're going to become a DIY Life Hack podcast now. That's how it's going to go.
There you go.
Yeah.
That room messy? Go ahead and clean it.
Go ahead and clean it with your robot cleaning maid.
No, just clean it.
No, just clean it.
So much virtual bat guano to scoop up. All right. Goodbye, Rob Roseboom. Goodbye, Chris DeBona.
See ya.
That was episode 845 of Geeks in Space. Go clean up your room. Bye.